Hello, good morning. My name is Annkio Briggs, and you're tuned to 89.9 Radio Garden City radio station. The station is Style and Groove, Groove and Style. However, it turns out for you, it works for you, it is good. Good morning, and this is Saving the Niger Delta with Annkio Briggs. Today is Wednesday, and today is a day that the Lord has made, and we are glad in it, and we will rejoice in it. It is also a day that we remind ourselves all the time, especially when we go online with Saving the Niger Delta with Annkio Briggs, that God has not given us a spirit of fear. He has given us a spirit of boldness in 2 Timothy 1:7, that he has given us a spirit of boldness, a spirit of truth, and not a spirit of fear. And that's why on this program, Saving the Niger Delta with Annkio Briggs, we speak the truth, we work with the truth, we listen to the truth, we present the truth in whatever form that we have to present it. We talk about the Niger Delta, we talk about river states, we talk about our people across the Niger Delta, all the people across the Niger Delta, the indigenous owners of the Niger Delta, and how whatever is going on in Nigeria is affecting us or will affect us, and what we can and cannot, or what we should and should not do about it. We have the cans because we have rights. And then we should exercise those rights, and so that is what this program is all about. Now, unfortunately, we're still and have to still be on the issue of coronavirus. Now, we are on that. I'm trying to bring up the topic of Bonny, and what is happening in Bonny, the dangerous rise of a coronavirus in Bonny local government area, as Governor Wike meets with oil majors. Sadly, I think a week or even 2 weeks ago, the people of Bonny started calling out, started saying that things were going on, people were dying, and that they were not aware, or they were not in the know why these people are dying in Bonny, and what really is killing the people in Bonny, the way that people were being killed. If we remember, it was more or less the same way that the story of Kano also came out. It was the people couldn't identify it. Of course, they cannot identify it because they don't know what it is. Coronavirus have only just emerged. So for me, it was not a surprise. But then, sadly, and in reality, we cannot run away from the fact that some weeks ago, Rivers State was really in the forefront. Everybody wanted to talk about Rivers State, whether what they were talking was true or lies. It didn't really matter. You just had to say something about Rivers State. If you have data, you can write whatever you like. If you can go on air, you can say whatever you like about Rivers State. And the reality then, and what any reasonable person should have sat down to think about was, first, Bonny is an island. So there is a lot of people in Bonny, people who are living and working there, not necessarily indigenous of Bonny, but they are working in Bonny. These are people that were coming and going, either by air or by boat. And then, of course, we had this issue of whether they should come into work or they shouldn't come into work, whether they were coming in from Lagos. And don't forget that they were coming in, oil workers coming majorly from Lagos. And at that time, Lagos was the epicenter. I don't know Of course, everything is cooling down now, but at that point it was. And if any group of people traveled abroad, and if any sector of any business sector was open to transmitting and transferring and carrying coronavirus from one place to the other, majorly it would have to be through movement. And so luckily there was a lockdown, so that movement was curtailed. And then luckily transportation, whether it was by road or otherwise, was also highly cut down. Now the other aspect of transportation, which if it were open would have carried massively, was air movement. And then of course there is the waterine movement, where people just have to, people like me who come from the waterine area, and other people, if there is no road to drive your car to, then you will just have to go. Unfortunately, this is the case with Bonny, and unfortunately this is the case with Bonny in the sense that a lot of oil workers, LNG workers, and people who were being transported in to do shift work and stuff like that. I mean, so when Governor Wike was emphasizing and insisting and screaming that the attitude of the federal government, that because oil belongs to the federal government and because it's their mainstay of the economy, that they have the right to waiver the movement of oil workers. Of course, if there is no oil, Nigeria economically will crash. And even with the oil, look at the borrowing that is going on. So Nigeria made the decision that it didn't matter to them that they will take that they will put the lives of Rivers people, Bonny people, wherever there was oil facility that was operational, where their people worked, oil workers went to, whether every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks or every 3 weeks, that it didn't matter, and that they needed the money. That was and that is, and until we change things, that will continue to be the situation. So now I think that it's rather unfortunate when things happen and people say, or you find yourself, no matter the circumstances, you find yourself in a position where you either accept to yourself that you were told so, or somebody will tell you, I told you so. But in this case, whether we say we told you so, or whatever the case may be, lives are being lost. And those lives are mainly lives of Bonny people, lives of Rivers people, and I'm sure other indigenes that are not either River State or Bonny people, I'm sure may also have died in this manner. Now, whether it can be proven or how many people have actually died from the coronavirus is not the issue. The point is that this really is what we're talking about. Now, if you take a place where I come from Abonima. If you take a place where I come from, where literally before this time, everybody literally knew everybody, and by your name they could tell the compound you come from. And when you go to that compound and you say, I'm looking for Annkio Briggs house, you will find, by the time you ask three persons, somebody will show you my home. And it's the same literally with all of us that grew up in Abonima. So when you have a small place like Bonny or Buguma, Tombia, Bakana, Abonima, Kola, Soku, when you have these sort of places and you have strangers or foreigners or oil workers or water sellers or whatever you want to call them, all in the name of one Nigeria, and they come and they stay in the community, they have become almost as much as, in terms of figure, almost as many people in Abonima are Abonima indigenes, and a very high number are not Abonima indigenes. So in a small community like that, you're contending with space. And so if you're contending with space, you're not able to do social distancing. If you're not able to do social distancing and just one person brings it in, it becomes a pandemic. It begins to spread rapidly, because we all go to the same market. We will all go to the same places where we are exposed. And so, and now we have a situation where the federal government have borrowed a lot of money, and people have dashed, whether it's actually in reality or it is not. That is their problem, and because they're not even accounting anyway. And in that dashing, a lot of things have come in. What's his name? The Chinese guy, Ma, sent a lot of equipment, we're told at that time. And then we are also told that these youths that came in from China also brought equipment, that they were doctors. I mean, they started off as doctors that are coming to help Nigeria. And the red carpet was laid and everything. And we were told they brought equipment. I don't know that we saw the equipment that they brought, but then that really just doesn't matter, because Nigeria as a government really does not give a hoot. You know, they will tell you what they want to tell you, and the people that will believe, and the people that do not believe, like me, will not believe. So a lot of things have come into Nigeria in the name of COVID-19, whether it is money from Europe, whether it is money from Germany, America, all over the place. And also Nigeria is borrowing on top of all of this. And then, of course, it is really incredible that the NNPC, it depends on what it stands for you, for me right now, and for any reasonable oil producing state and community. NNPC actually is Northern Nigeria Petroleum Company, because they have taken it over completely from the toppest man to the bottomest man to the gate man. They're not from the Niger Delta, so they have taken it over, and I don't blame them. We have allowed it to happen like that. So let's move on now. The NNPC, with the claim it is making that it has decided, apart from the monies it has given during this COVID-19 period, it has also it is building hospitals for COVID-19, it claims, across Nigeria. And of course, Rivers State, I will be surprised if Rivers State is in the place where any good, they will send us anything good. Even the rice that was allocated to Rivers State has been sitting in Cross River custom bonded house for years. And so many other things. And we've been told very clearly that we're not going to get any of the things that they've given out. And quite honestly, I agree with Governor Wike at that point and at this point, that we really don't need anything from the federal government of Nigeria, or from anybody for that matter, if only we have a constitution, which we don't, a constitution that will allow us access to our own resources in our land, to do what we please with our resources. And so that also have been denied us, is part of the program, is part of the process of disempowering and making sure that the people who produce the wealth of the nation, and this didn't start today, by the way, remain impoverished. So what we need to do from here on is to ask ourselves the question and answer it honestly to ourselves, really and truly. How long will this go on? We know what is going on. If you don't know, it means you don't want to know. Because if you don't know and you're being told and you still say you don't know, then you don't want to know. Because there is no way that nobody, no matter what, it doesn't take education, any kind of education, in terms of going to school, ABCD, 1+1, 2 type of education. You don't need it to know when you're being cheated. You don't need that education to know when somebody wishes you bad and does not mean well for you. You don't need any of that. So we in this area, in Rivers State, we have different ethnic nationalities in Rivers State. If you are Ikwere man, you are an Ikwere man. If you now believe that as an Ikwere man, you are also something else, I can't say that you're not. If you say as a Kalabari person or as an Ijaw person that you are not any longer an Ijaw person, I can't deny you that right. But you cannot also say that I am what I say I am not. So looking at it from that type of, from that, we really and truly owe ourselves the responsibility, and our children and their children, the responsibility of what they will see as, they will see themselves as tomorrow. Even the ones that are yet to be born, the ones that their mothers are carrying them safely in their womb, even as I speak, when they are born, in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time, in 20 years' time. Somebody who is born this year will be 20 in 20 years' time, 2040. What will his or her future be in Rivers State? If the person is from Ekpeye, what will that person's future be? These are questions that we have to ask ourselves individually and from the ethnic angle of whom we are. Who are you? Who are you? If you're walking down the road and your name is Ann, and somebody says Ann, and there are 3 people called Ann, all of them will turn in that direction because their name is Ann. And it's only one Ann that is being called. So, who are you? If somebody stops you on the road and says, what's your name? And you say, Annkio Briggs. And then the person say, where are you from? What will you say? You will say you're from Rivers State. If the person says, no, I don't mean Rivers State, I mean, what local government are you from? If you're from Akukutoru, you say Akukutoru local government. If you're from Opobo, will you now say you're from Akukutoru unless you want to lie? You won't. So that is your identity. So I don't see the issue that people are having. People are being told to disregard their powers, to disregard their rights. People are being told that because of politics. People are being lied to, and they are believing it. And you see people coming in, the Kano State governor started off by sending Almajiris out. These are the same Almajiris that in 2015, 2019, that we saw what they used children. It was illegal, but children were voting. It was the children that voted Goodluck Jonathan out of office. And these Almajiris are the ones that are being thrown out of Kano and of any states there that the governor decides. And that's the right of the governor. What baffles me is how a Kano State governor can do that, and a Niger Delta State governor, i.e. Wike, cannot do that. I don't understand it. And yet there are people in Rivers State who are able to defend this thing because of party, because of party politics, that people are quite able to defend this, to stand and say they are economic refugees. Economic refugees of what? Why can't Rivers people become economic refugees in Kano or Kaduna? Why? Why are economic refugees always coming down south? And our people do not see anything wrong in this type of thing. Our people do not see that they are being displaced, and that at any opportunity is being used against us. That coronavirus is now the reason why people are moving from their own state to another state because they are one Nigeria. How does that make sense? Because you're one Nigeria, you will come and remove me from my community because it's one Nigeria, and I cannot go and do the same. So our people need to constantly be thinking. Now, a lot of killings have started all over again. If we recall, just before coronavirus, the killings started like going down. And these things are timed, for God's sake. Somebody is somewhere, a group of people are in and out of Nigeria, in my analysis, managing this disaster in Nigeria. When the president came on board, President Buhari came on board, he told the world that the people coming into Nigeria to kill Christians in the Middle Belt, in the Northeast, are not Nigerians. He said so. And many northern governors agreed with him. The world, even Christian Amanpour, when she interviewed him, asked him, and he told her that they are not Nigerians. What she also did not do was put him on the spot as to how can you be a president and strangers are coming in. Today now I'm hearing that the Senate is saying, and I'm asking myself, which Senate? That's why I say this thing is a well-timed, well-orchestrated thing that goes on. 1 minute you will hear a group or a voice from the north say something that is offensive, like certain people should leave the north. If not, there will be war. And that if they don't allow certain Mieti Allah to have land, or Ruga, that there will be war. They will say that. And then you will see at a particular time, the very people, the very personality that will say that will turn around and say, oh, Buhari is not governing well. And then what will happen is that our people will look at the statement and say, you see, even his people are complaining. No, people wake up. They are not complaining. They are manipulating your head. They are manipulating your brain. They are distracting you. They know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. There is a plan and there is a strategy for certain things to take place at a particular time. And we, well, when I say these things, I always correct myself and say I am not part of the we, because I'm pointing it out. So I'm not part of the we. I'm pointing it out to you. To you. Now, if today there is a group getting up to say in the Senate that the borders should be closed because that is where Fulani headsmen from outside of Nigeria are coming in, please, if you want to wake up from sleep, say you are waking up from sleep, somebody will say good morning to you. But don't assume that everybody is waking up from sleep. We have been saying that is what is happening. Not only have we been saying it, even on this program, not only that, there was a call by Mieti Allah when Buhari came into power that every Fulani person across the world, wherever they are, have a right to come to Nigeria. That Nigeria is their inheritance. They said it. So when you get up in the Senate today and you say they should close borders, you're deceiving yourself. Don't think that I am inside that deceit. I don't accept it. Because you know, is it because enough has come in? Is that what it is? Is it because you have brought in enough to now begin to claim local government and create more local government? That's what's going to happen very soon. They will start creating more local government. The Senate will begin to pass law, bring up bill that will say there are too many people, the refugees here, refugees there, when you have taken over people's land, that they should create local government. That is coming. It's going to come. That's my analysis of the issue. So, all of a sudden, even people in Katsina are protesting. And that's the president's state, are protesting. What are they protesting? That they are being killed. They've been killed. People have been killed in the northeast. In southern Kaduna, people are being killed. We know where Christians are being killed. Christians have been killed even before I knew it, for decades, slowly. And I also said a while back in my program that the attack on the Middle Belt and the areas where people farm, those attacks are planned attacks to bring about starvation in the south of Nigeria, particularly in Niger Delta, because our people have reduced themselves. They can't even grow. It's like you wake up in the morning and you won't even chew a stick to clean your mouth or brush your teeth to clean your mouth because somebody else is willing to do it for you. That is where we have reduced ourselves to. Because when I was growing up, they didn't import, truckloads did not bring all the food stuff from the north. They grew yam in Ogoni. They grew yam in Onitsha. They grew yam in so many other places. And food stuff were coming from other places to what is today River State, and to when they had 3 or 4 different regions in Nigeria. Food stuff was like that. I remember that my grandmother didn't wait for food to come in from Port Harcourt before she. No. So we have to wake up. The people who are talking today, who, if you were not born before the war, ask from people who were born before the war. Please. That way you will be able to make better decision, clearer decision that is based on fact. Fact that you have experienced and the fact that was there before you were born. So, what are the issues? The issues are people, Christians from the northeast to the Middle Belt to the southwest to the southeast, Alandibo, to the Niger Delta, made up of so many ethnic nationalities, are being displaced. Are being displaced. And you don't have to wait for another person for you to be able to protect yourself. Everybody must protect themselves. Everybody must say no in their own language, with their own voice. We have to be very, 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 very careful what we believe. Our people, the responsibility is our own. So we're still talking about coronavirus. We're still discussing it in River State. And the oil companies, I agree with Wike, whatever he's expecting from the oil companies or whatever he's demanding from the oil companies, it is our right to expect it. It is our right to demand it. If they are not going to help, they should leave our oil alone. If they're not going to help, they should leave our oil alone. I don't see how you can do corporate social responsibility by building railway line, as we're being told that the Chinese company is doing corporate social responsibility in Katsina and places like that, because they are building a railway, and the railway they are building is for the north, going into Niger and all those places, the same way our pipes have been running, and the pipeline issue is not a news. So making it look as if it is today we're becoming aware that pipeline is running from Niger Delta to outside of the Niger Delta. This is something that President Buhari said when he came, that gas will be piped to Algeria and all those places. So it's not news that my people have refused to do anything about it. It's not news that we have someone that is in the Ministry of Petroleum as the Secretary of State. My brother Silva is the Secretary of State. That they've been, the NNPC and the Ministry of Petroleum have been pumping money into wherever they are pumping it in to look for oil, wherever they are looking for it outside of the Niger Delta, for whatever reason that they are doing it. It's not news. It's not news at all. So to make it seem as if it is news, again, in my analysis, is laziness on the part of my people. So we need to look at, our problems have always been there. What we have failed to do and continue to fail to do is to react and make changes of those of our problems. And we cannot blame any other person, any other people, except ourselves. So on the issue of where Rivers State is today, and the danger as far as coronavirus is concerned, I was talking with someone on the phone last night, one of my cousins last night, and she made a point, which is that at the end of the day, it's everybody's responsibility. If they say that this thing is carried by person to person, and you are not willing to sit at home because you have to go to work, which you have to go, you earn money, which is true. But if you don't do it in a way that is sensible, then you don't have anybody else to blame, because nobody came to drag you out of your house. You took yourself out with genuine reason. But once work is over, you find your way home in a safe manner. You don't enter a car that there are 6 people inside, because you have to get home. You can walk. Okay, fine. It's good that I can talk like that because I have a car. Okay, fine. But the reality is that during the Civil War, I walked from Ahoda to Mbaise on my 2 feet. On my 2 feet. I was a teenager then. I was looking for my family. I walked from Ahoda General Hospital, following people who were going towards Mbaise, because that was the name I had, that my people were there. I walked from there, I think it must have taken me months, weeks or months. I don't remember. I was a teenager, but I walked during the Civil War from Ahoda to Mbaise because I had to. So we have to make decisions that will save our lives for ourselves. We have to join the call that we cannot allow people to come and displace us in our community, in our state, because of one Nigeria. We cannot allow politicians to continue to deceive us. Metiala said that they will set up security outfits in all the states in Nigeria. A few days later, in my analysis, when they were told that they should not have said that, or when the people think that we will be too confused, so that we will now be discussing that while they're doing something else, they now denied it, that he didn't say so. My friend, you said so. You said so. And as a Rivers person, I cannot stop you individually. Even as an Abonima person, I cannot stop you individually. But inside my own house, I will stop you. And everybody has a right to that. Inside my own house, you cannot come and throw me out of my house. I will stop you. And this is a call, a caution for all Rivers people. In as much as somebody says that they are Nigerian, and therefore they have a right to come and live in Port Harcourt, in as much as that, they don't have a right to come and take over. You cannot say forest is there. It's for everybody. It's not for everybody. If the forest is in River State, it's for River State. If the forest is in Ekpeye, it's for Ekpeye people. Will I now, even me as an Abonima person, I cannot get up and go and claim Ekpeye forest. Then you're now coming to tell me that somebody who came from wherever they came from outside of Nigeria, as you people are now claiming. So now you're agreeing that people are coming in from Nigeria and you want to shut border. Why do you want to shut border now? To deceive us? Whether you pass a law that border is short, border is not short. Border is not short. Border ain't short. They are coming in. When you say that when years ago, everybody was told to disarm. Everybody, bring in your gun. And yet, as people who have gun are bringing in gun, there are people who are coming in with gun to face our people who don't have gun and kill them with the gun that the people who don't even belong in Delta State are using to kill people who belong in Delta State. But don't have the gun that the people who are coming into Delta State are using to kill them. It's all one Nigeria. People, anybody who tells you that UK, America, any country is going to come and save you, please, it's a lie. Nobody is coming to save you. If you do not save yourself, nobody is coming to save you. My people say it is the owner of the basket that will start the bottom of the basket before some people, others will come and help. If you're just sitting down there thinking, because America formed a platform, all of us have spoken there. It's a platform that was formed to expose the fact that Christians are being killed in Nigeria. Ethnic cleansing and religious cleansing is going on in Nigeria, because we are ethnic people, and you cannot fight for these things without first of all being able to establish your ethnicity. So if you allow yourself to be swallowed up by somebody's ethnicity, it is that person's ethnicity that you're protecting. People, you people that went to school, people, that is the truth. So if there is such a platform, it does not mean that America will get up and come and save you because of oil. It's not. It doesn't work like that. These days, even the oil, so they can take it without you even knowing. And they are even telling us it doesn't even matter, that they don't even need the oil. So it is reaching the point of each person for himself. Because if the oil is useless, then of what will be their reason of coming in? To come and save you. If you think that outsiders are the ones that are going to come and save you. No. People doing politics. Me, I'm not a politician. But I am interested in what politicians are going to do and say in my name. And if I see a politician that is saying and doing what I believe is right for me at that time, I will support that politician. But not, I don't do it on the basis of a political party. I'm not loyal to political party. Political party or even a person. The only loyalty I owe is to Almighty God. I support people if they're doing the right thing. So, coronavirus is still an issue. Right is an issue. The first thing that is an issue is your ethnic nationality. Any name you like, call me. Is your ethnic nationality. Who you are. Who are you? Who are you? When you say you're going home, where are you going? At Christmas, if you say you're going home, where are you going? Are you, if you're an Ngeni man, are you going to Ngeni? Or you're getting up and going to somewhere in Katsina, if you're not from Katsina. When you say you're going home, where are you going? If you're not from Kaduna, if you say you're going home, where are you going? Are you going to Kaduna? No. You're going to Imbiama. You're going to Abu Odua. You're going to Abonima. That is the reality. And that's what you have to protect. And it is when the Ogoni man is protecting Ogoni land, and Abonima is protecting Abonima, Buguma is protecting Buguma, that we cannot watch each other's back. People, let me tell you, especially my people, Abonima, Buguma, when you're going home, when you're driving to Buguma, where do you pass? You pass East-West Road if you're not going by boat. You pass East-West Road. The East-West Road you're passing, when you pass through Emoha, those places, are you from Emoha? You're not. But you're passing through Emoha. We are the back of Emoha local, some part of Emoha local government area, precisely Emoha. And Agada, that type of area. Those are our neighbors. Even during the war, it was very clear. I remember it very vividly. It was through Agada, it was through from Abonima to Degema to Agada that we passed. Where my appendix, I was evacuated from the hospital, Degema Hospital, to Ahoda General Hospital before my stitches were taken up, and I started looking for my people and ended up in Mbaise, in Imo State today. That is my story. You people, you think you're the only ones that have story. That is my story. So now, when I went through those places, I didn't belong there, but I had to go through them. Uwerenta, all those places, I had to go through them to get to where I'm going. When the war finished, didn't I come back? When the war ended, everybody went back to where they came from. So why will you now be sitting down somewhere and somebody now will be telling you what you're not? And you're accepting it? No. Coronavirus, border issue, land issue, one Nigeria, all of those things. Now, we're all in Nigeria today as it is. Tomorrow, we don't know. Nobody knows tomorrow. If you know tomorrow, it's okay for you. Be going with your tomorrow. Let me stay with the one that I'm seeing now. The one that I know now. That is who I am. So we're talking about these things. How do we secure ourselves? Our borders are not porous, at least not yet. Nobody is coming through the Atlantic Ocean to get to Kola and then Soku and then Abonima. No, nobody is doing that yet. But they're doing it. They've been doing it for years from the north. So, people, everybody have to check their state. Don't wait for another person. Don't say because we're neighbors. No, yes, we are neighbors. But you must be neighborly and I must be neighborly. But because we're neighbors does not mean that we are the same people. No, it does not. Ghana is our neighbor. The Dahomey or whatever they call themselves now, Togo, all those places, they are the neighbors of Nigeria. But it does not make me a Ghanaian. It does not make me somebody from Guinea. It makes me somebody from where I am. And that is what I am protecting. Everybody should protect their own. Boni people, your Boni people, protect Boni. Abu Odua people, Ikwere people, Eche people, everybody, protect who you are. Nobody is going to protect it for you. Nobody does anything for free. There is nothing, there is no free meal. Nothing is for free. Nothing is for free in this world. So the oil companies, they owe us a responsibility. If they are not going to stand by us at this critical time that Boni is under so much pressure and the governor of Rivers State is under so much pressure in terms of COVID-19, if they won't do it, they should not continue to take our resources. I've been saying it for 20 years. A moratorium, I alone cannot achieve it. Until people understand what is at stake, they cannot fight for it. It's either you're ignorant by choice or by unfortunate means, but then you, if you're ignorant, you look for information. When you get information, you act on the information. Look for true information. Not propaganda, please. Propaganda will not get you anywhere. By the time you realize that it was not true, it will be too late. Look for the truth and stay with it. our lives, our children's future is at stake. When somebody now says that Mieti Allah should not have said that they will raise armed people in all the states, they are telling you something. The people, okay, if they are going to put a security outfit, is it me and you that they will use? They say they will put security outfit to protect themselves in Rivers State. Who are they protecting themselves against? You and I, of course. Okay, so if they are protecting, then it means they are the ones that are going to carry the arms. Not be so. So if they are the ones that are going to carry the arms, where will they get the arms from? And who are the people? So one, the people that they will use as their security, they are already in Rivers State. Then the arms they will give to the people that will protect them. It's already in Rivers State. That is the meaning. Now, will it fall from heaven? That is the meaning. They are so sure that they have people they will give the arms to protect them in my state against me. Is it Somalians that they are going to protect themselves against in Rivers State? No. Is it Ghanaians? No. It's Rivers people that they are going to fight and oppress to protect themselves. And yet, people are not seeing it, or people are not bold enough to speak it. And when it is spoken, instead of people to say, not true, they will now start raining abuses and insults on themselves. Whether you like or you don't like, these are the facts of the matter. These are the truths of the matter. Now, we can put together neighborhood watch, and they said no, over their dead body, neighborhood watch will not take place. Okay, if neighborhood watch is not going to take place, are you ready in your house as you're seated here now, wherever you're seated in Rivers State, whether you're seated in a rented flat, whether you're seated in a house that you built, whether you're seated in a community you come from, wherever you are in Rivers State, if you are a Rivers man and somebody now knocks on your door, you open your door and 10 people push past you, are you ready to push those 10 people back out of your house? Can you do it? Are you ready to do it? If the answer is no, my brother, my sister, you're in trouble. Because those people that are claiming that they will set up security outfits, they are coming from somewhere. They are not born here. They are coming from somewhere. So you better tell yourself the truth, the absolute and total truth. You have to tell yourself that truth of what is happening, what you can see. Don't blame government. Don't blame Rivers State government. Because at the end of the day, when there is war, everybody, when there is anything, everybody will take cover. Everybody will protect themselves. And so, while we are seeing this thing very glaringly, very clearly, the killings of Christians in southern Kaduna, the killing of Christians in Middle Belt, in Delta, in Southwest, wherever these things are rearing their ugly head. And when people talk, listen and read between the lines. Listen and read between the lines. You have said you will set up. For you to say that you're not going to set up, that's not what you said. That's your business. It's the one that you said that I am taking. And that's what I am acting. It is that one that I'm taking. It is that one that I am acting upon. So, as I begin to round up, first of all, we cannot, if you are a Christian, you cannot fold your hands and think that this can only happen. I remember in 2015, when I spoke at a program after the election, and they said Jonathan have lost the election, and I spoke at a program organized in presidential by Tony Nadi of Lower Niger Congress. He invited me to speak at the program, and I spoke as Niger Delta Self-Determination Movement. I spoke as a Niger Delta person. When I finished, and I said that now it is very clear to us, it should be very clear to us in the Niger Delta, that this is the time we should start discussing our exit. People were talking all sorts of things. Annkio have declared this, Annkio did this, Annkio did that. Today, that thing I said at presidential in 2015 is what people are talking about now in Nigeria. That's what people are talking about. I said it 5 years ago. 5 years ago. In 2011, I was on a TV program, and I answered the question by saying the problem of Nigeria is religious cleansing. That some people, some religion want to enforce their religion on others. I said it in a TV studio in 2011, 9 years ago. So it is not, that was my analysis then. That was what I saw then. And I saw those things by what people were saying and by the position that people were taking. People who are now saying that it's not fair, that North cannot come back. Of course, North cannot come back. But people who are saying it now were the same people who were shouting a few years ago, 2-3 years ago, that North will retain power. This is what they do. They confuse you. They say A today, tomorrow they say B. You leave the A they have said. You completely forget the A that you have said. And then you're now coming to deal with the B when you have not even finished with the A. They are smart. And they are showing that they are smart. It is us that are fools. You will pay 1 megad. I remove myself from there. You will pay 1 megad. 3 is sleeping in the room that you have given to him. You think you're smart because you now think you have 3 megad, but you're paying 1. No, you're not. You're not smart at all. You're foolish. So, because your chances of danger is increased by 3, by 2, because is only 1, then it's now 2 plus 1 is 3. So, let us begin to ask ourselves, what is the solution? What's the solution? Everybody should make their decision. That's why I said no ethnic nationality can speak for another. That's why I say, I'm just saying, let us discuss. River State, I keep saying River State because it's my state. River State have Ogoni. If I don't call your ethnic nationality, please forgive me. Send me a message so that next time I will have it. There is Egi people, there is Ogoni people, there is Ekpeye people, there is Ijo people, there is Ikure people, and all the other ethnic nationality. It's not the number. It's not the number. It's the recognition that you are an Ekpeye man, I'm an Ijo person. That is it. Now, if that is the case, and we cannot work together as Rivers people in River State, how on earth do you think you can work with other people? How? How will you work with other people if an Ogoni man cannot work with an Eche man? An Eche man cannot work with an Ijo man. When politics come, Eche man wants to take this one, Ijo man wants to take this one. Where is the unity for the state? Is the politics not for the state? It's to benefit all of us. So why are we fighting and killing ourselves to serve ourselves? I don't understand it. And we have to start rethinking. We have to reset our minds. Our minds are, the minds of people are wrongly set. It's wrongly set. It's survival. If you cannot survive, you are in prison. You are in jail. Another person is in jail. And then you're telling the person next to you in the same jail that you will free him tomorrow. No. We will both free ourselves. you and the other person, you will both free yourselves. You cannot free. So there is a saying that says, don't tell me you have come to help me. Let us agree that we're working together. Before I round up, let me say this thing again. There was the time that the crisis of Nigeria started. And this Onu Orom came in, the North is saying this, the West is saying this, the East is saying this. When that started, and there was a discussion between Sir Zik and Ahmadu Bello. Zik said, okay, let us forget our differences. What did the other one say? He said, no, let us not forget our differences. Let us understand our differences. It is because the movement to understand those differences at that time did not take place. That was why the very first coup took place. And the subsequent coups took place. And we are where we are today. We're still not discussing the differences. There are differences. We're not discussing them. There are religious differences. There are differences of somebody thinking they are more important than the other, that somebody is an infidel and the other person is not. These are the differences. And if we do not discuss them, and if you think in River State, in Niger Delta, anywhere you are, if you think that if you don't discuss these differences, that we can move forward, then it is not somebody else that is calling you a fool. It is you that is confirming that you're a fool. On that note, I say God bless you. Keep on being bold. Keep on speaking the truth. Look for the truth. And in all of these things, the Almighty God will give each and every one of us what he has already proposed for us. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much. Next week, I hope you will tune in, and we will look at our issues again as it affects us in our state, in our local government, in our region, and as long as we are in Nigeria. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye.